Hi, this is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're listening to the Going in Raw podcast. Joey Janela always goes in.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Going in Raw.
Hey everyone, Kenny Omega here. In case you didn't know, we have an awesome kick-butt show called Stephen Larson's Going in Raw, and they're going to be supporting AEW every week amongst many other things. Goodbye and smooch. Good night. Bye-bye.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, taped live at twitch.tv/Steven Larson, and available wherever you get your favorite podcasts from in the audio realm. If you're listening to us there, leave us a rating, review, or a comment. If you're watching us on YouTube, hey man, free and easy way to help support Going in Raw, smash that like button, but do it an odd number of times. One is totally great. And let's try to get this episode up to 600 likes, man. What do you say?
By the way, one is an odd number.
Yeah, that's why I said. I mean, if some people don't know the difference between evens and odds, billion is and million is, then just one time is good. One's fine.
Yeah, one is good.
If they're like, well, what if I want to smash it 7 times? I know it's an odd number.
Odd number.
Not everybody will know that. I don't know.
All right.
I'm not going to think that they all are math whizzes. Anyways, so we had a couple news briefs today talking about the seismic shift in the wrestling landscape. Of course, WWE.
Yeah, it's something else, man.
Massive amounts of. So we're still sort of reeling from that. I mean, granted, it's not like we got laid off, but man, it hit close to home. We've both experienced together being laid off, and it's not fun. And so, our hearts go out to all the people there that
definitely, especially at this time where work is seemingly hard to come by.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're looking for it. So, hopefully everybody lands on their feet.
That being said, there was an episode of AEW and NXT. Our NXT review will be shot live tomorrow on the Twitch, usually around noonish or so.
Well, actually, it'll be today, at least if you're watching this in the VOD, because this is going up first thing tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
No notification for our YouTube viewers. So
Thursday later on today, we'll be shooting it live on Twitch, and that'll go up immediately after on the YouTubes. But for right now, we're going to tackle AEW, which the feature attraction of which was one Jon Moxley taking on Jake Hager in a really long
slog. Let's call it what it was. It was a slog.
Yeah, here's the funny thing about this match is that I think that this would have been a slog regardless if there were people there or not. I don't think this is one of those matches necessarily, given that we're in empty arena era, that was hindered or would have been enhanced.
No, it was too long. It was too long. It was too slow.
I was actually surprised. I'm pretty sure I looked at my phone and it was like 5 till the half hour. It was like 6:25, I think, when the entrances started.
A ton of time.
This was a really long match. And dude, here's the thing. I don't want to take away from the efforts of the participants. I really don't.
No, obviously not. No.
But like these matches don't really, and I think they did actually a really good job. We knew, going there's nothing they could have done to convince us that Hager had any shot of winning this.
You got that right.
At all. That being said, they did what they could in the weeks leading up to this match to treat it like a big fight. And that was sort of emphasis on fight because they talked to a ton of like Bellator people.
Yeah.
And so, not to take away from anything, but I saw this endlessly, like not on Twitter, but also in our chat here, just in Twitch. As we were getting ready, this was a slog of a match, and it kind of didn't really resonate, perhaps.
Like it started out kind of technical, which I was like, okay, I can get into this if they're going to do some mat-based stuff, because it was moving at least. And then as it got, oddly, outside of the ring, it got more boring.
They were there forever, huh?
Yeah, not really doing much.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like when Mox gets outside the ring, so far in AEW, he has a pretty high standard. The Kenny match, and I'm not going to put the blame on Jake Hager. I'm not going to say that I expect anybody to be into doing the stuff that Mox and Kenny did, and they can't put on that kind of match on TV. They can't do that. And the story going into it was essentially Mox has been training MMA to prepare for Hager. Hager's undefeated. And so Hager essentially just going to beat the hell out of him. And eventually, once Mox gets his hand on the chair, he'll get the upper hand and get the win kind of out of nowhere. You know, got beat up pretty much the entire time. But in a lot of instances, Mox was like, especially in the beginning, handling the ground-based stuff pretty well. There's this one spot where Hager tried to do something and Mox just really fluidly reverses it into a hammerlock or an armbar. Sorry. And so I don't know. I don't know if the story, given the venue, was really the right choice. If you got an empty arena situation and you're giving it a half hour and you want this to feel like a fight, it's got to get violent.
Yeah. That's,
I never felt like this went above standard pro wrestling violence, Well,
on the outside, it did a little bit. There were some barrier spots here and there. The finish, the low. I thought there should have been more low blows and chair shots throughout.
Exactly.
What do I always say about no DQ matches?
First thing you should go for is front area.
It should be a race to see who can kick the other guy in the dick first.
Yep.
That's what it should be.
Agreed.
And to go as long as they did.
You're fighting to lose, apparently, if you don't go for the front area first thing.
Yeah. To go as long as they did without introducing the dick zone.
No, Hager okay, I understand what you mean. Sorry.
They went a really long time.
Yeah,
before they did. Because they did eventually go there for the finish.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that, they put a lot into it. I kind of feel like it was probably 10 minutes too long and
it's 15 minutes too long
and needed a bit more. Like, I hate to say intense, and I don't even want to act like I'm dogging the match, but I'm kind of dogging the match here. It was too long and they didn't do enough.
It was too long.
It's kind of like the Edge Orton match. It was too long and they didn't do enough.
Yeah, it was too long. They didn't do enough, and they spent too much time just doing stuff. And the story kind of got lost in the mix of them just doing stuff. I understand the point of they tried to give it a huge fight feel, having it in the larger venue, having it Daly's Place versus the wrestling school in Georgia. I appreciate that, even without any fans there. The scope of the venue is larger. I guess I understand having JR do the call on it by himself with the idea of him giving it the big fight feel.
Mm-hmm.
But it was such a jarring juxtaposition to have to deal with an obvious change of venue, an obvious change of announcing, obvious change of who was in the venue, because we just got off a match prior where, or a whole show prior where there's obviously people ringside interacting with the talent, and to take all that out of there and transport us to this other venue in a completely different environment was just a huge juxtaposition. It was odd.
I didn't, that didn't take me out of. I understand what you're saying. That didn't take me personally out of it too much. If they had shifted venues and had the match, I mean, we all know what's going on.
I'll tell you this. If they had this at Cody's gym or QT Marshall's gym, and Sean Spears is out there gambling on it,
mm-hmm.
It would have made it a lot more entertaining.
No, I agree.
That spell,
And here's the point I was about to make. I actually, given that we are where we are, I really enjoy AEW's setup right now. I actually really enjoy all, the people that you have there, be it, Billy Gunn and his kid, Pineapple Pete, all the students that are there. Today, Sheeta was in the audience for Britt Baker's match. Mm-hmm. All those people who are out there, plus you have Jericho and Shivani on commentary who are amazing. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy that setup. I think it's actually very entertaining, and I'm fine with that for a spell, like I'm okay, cool. We don't have crowds. They're doing, it has like a Fight Club feel to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just feels a lot less stale than WWE's current empty arena product.
Yes.
So that's, yeah, it would have been more entertaining had they put it there. Now, retrospect or hindsight's everything, because maybe they understood this after all was said and done. But this match was done filmed, and Mox has probably been sitting at home all this time.
Shooting promos to hype the match that was done 2 or 3 weeks ago in Jacksonville.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But beyond that, the rest of the episode, I was actually fairly entertained.
Yeah.
I thought it was actually a pretty solid episode. There was really nothing to... there were actually some pretty entertaining things going on. Again, AEW benefits from how they treat their characters, all interacting. We saw that today with the Kip Sabian match. Who did he fight? He fought did he fight a jobber? No. Did he fight Pineapple Pete?
Chucky T.
Oh,
Chucky
yeah.
T.
Yeah, Chucky T.
It was Sammy that took on Suge.
Right. When but during the Chuck Taylor match, when Jimmy Havoc gets involved, and Jericho's telling the story. Oh, he lives with these guys. I love all that stuff and all their characters knowing each other. It feels like a roster that all knows each other and have various forms of relationships, be it more intimate or not. I really enjoyed the rest of the episode. I thought it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was fun. It just the main event was just too long. Too long.
I kind of realized like about 10 minutes in, I was like, okay, if I go to the kitchen right now, I'm not going to miss anything.
Oh yeah, once they started the main event at half hour, I was like, all right, I know how Hager wrestles. I know how Mox wrestles. Hager's not going to do the crazy stuff that Mox want to do.
Yeah.
This is going to feel like an eternity. And sure enough, it felt like an eternity.
It didn't though. Jake Roberts' promo that kicked off the whole thing. I love these. I love these. Good. It's like the TNT tournament the title was made for us.
Because TNT would love Archer. He's champ because he commands attention. He walks into a party, everybody looks at him.
That's probably true. He's a big dude. He's a
6'7" with it.
He's a good-looking dude too.
Mm-hmm. And he says, he compares the TNT title to a bone. And he says, does anyone want to try to take this bone away from this dog?
Nobody wants to take bone away from a dog. Fuck.
Yeah. I wonder if that dog's name is Caesar. He says every win gets them closer to what they want, match with Cody. And then he puts over Colt and says, been following him for years. Says he didn't have enough. He doesn't have the ingredients. He calls Lance Archer a friggin' animal. Says, you better listen to me or you're going to regret it.
These are so good. Jake he's so good.
Gravitas. He has
Oh my God. He's a movie villain, man. It's great. I've been following Colt for years. I listen to Art of Wrestling every week.
I know.
I was sad when he decided to cancel it.
I listened to CM Punk episode 3 times.
On Thanksgiving.
After that, we have Chris Jericho and Tony Schiavone on commentary, introducing the show.
Yeah.
And then we get a Colt Cabana video package where he testifies to his own bona fides as a wrestler. Because he likes to say, I'm a wrestler too.
I'm a wrestler too. The thing about Jericho and Schiavone, so they did all these tapings, and I can almost guarantee they did commentary all in one shot. If Jericho knew how much of a hit they were week 1 and was able to follow it up and actually do commentary week 2,
on a live setting,
he would have added so much more to it. To just rubbing the stink. Oh my God, I'm the biggest thing. But I absolutely adore them together. I think great. And Cody, meanwhile, is at home live tweeting his reactions to Jericho.
Oh, that's great.
And it's hilarious. It's all great stuff. You check out Cody's Twitter account. It's great during this stuff.
That's pretty great. The first match of the night, Colt Cabana versus Lance Archer. Colt comes out first.
He's a
Lance
animal.
Second. Yeah, man, he just decks some dude ringside. It's great. I can't get enough of that. Everybody sells it like they got hit by a car too. It's amazing. He gets in the ring. He immediately drops Colt with a huge forearm. Bell ring. Colt gets up. He hits the forearm. They start trading some forearms. And then there's a bit of cat and mouse from Colt, where he'll do something, stick and move, that type of stuff. Gets in some offense. Goes for like a back elbow in the corner. Archer catches him, hits him with a full Nelson bomb. And then just a bunch of essentially it was like Colt was trying to use his wits to gain the advantage on Lance, and Lance would generally just laugh it off and destroy him. Although at one point Archer does miss a frog splash. Colt gets some offense in, lands some punches. As I said, Lance just laughs it off. Colt hits an elbow. Archer responds with a huge pounce, follows with a massive choke slam.
Oh, yeah.
And then he finally gets the win after blackout.
Yeah, this is this wasn't a super short match, but I mean, it was probably like 7 minutes, maybe 8 minutes.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah,
roughly.
Lance Archer barely broke a sweat, but they did let Colt get some offense in. Like he tried his thing against Archer. I thought, if I'm being picky, maybe a little too much. Like, this is Colt Cabana, one of the most beloved wrestlers in the non-WWE world. And he's all jokey and stuff. I feel like this maybe should have been a bit more like Apollo Creed versus Drago. You know how like he was all joking around and stuff, and then Drago literally kills him.
Well, that's the thing with the video package that preceded the match is Colt's like, I'm as accomplished as Lance Archer. Mm-hmm, I've been wrestling around the world. Yeah. I'm a serious wrestler too. You know, that was kind of the whole point of the video package. It's like, yeah, I can be the Colt Cabana, but I'm a serious competitor as well.
I wanted more disturbing violence. Boy, when I was a kid, that was honestly, it was that and RoboCop when they shot up Murphy. I saw both of those when I was like 8.
Actually, even before that, it was Empire Strikes Back on Cloud City when Lando's taking Han and Leia and Chewie somewhere. The door opens and Darth Vader's there, and Han shoots Darth Vader, and the lasers bounce off his hand. It wasn't as graphic or as deadly as other instances, but that was some scary stuff.
It was scary. It was so scary. I remember that. That's like a core memory, man.
Yeah.
I remember because, I think we went to go see it when I was like 5 because they had like a triple feature.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that freaked me out. That is a core memory. After that, we had Britt Baker dropping a promo from her office.
This is great.
This was fantastic. She had like a giant pad of paper, role model rules. Rule 1, fight fair. Claims she did not fight fair by kicking her in the face and breaking her nose. Mm-hmm. But she says, what I do? I kept fighting because that's what role models do. And I'm the face of the women's division. And then she puts the rubber glove on, and then she has a syringe or something.
Yeah. Ooh. That was good stuff. I wish she would have dropped one Tony reference because I am absolutely infatuated with the relationship between Britt Baker. Did you see any of the Being the Elite stuff? Where no, maybe it was Road 2. Maybe it was Road 2 or Being the I don't know what it was. But they had like a Zoom call in with a bunch of people from the company, and Britt was one of them. And she was saying, I want my entrance to be on somebody's shoulders, preferably Tony. And Cody said, you want to ride Tony? And then Tony says, she said on my shoulders. Got it. Britt rides Tony in.
That's pretty good.
Tony gets so flustered. Oh, it's so damn good. It's so damn good.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Got it. Britt rides Tony.
That's great. So they had throughout this episode, they had a bunch of people from the MMA world and pro wrestling world making their picks in the main event. First, Ariel Helwani, who's done stuff for WWE.
Wait, when was he in that? When did he do stuff?
I saw a picture. He's written some articles about WWE stuff for ESPN, but then on Twitter there's a picture of him on the set of Raw backstage.
That's not surprising. Yeah, okay.
And so he's hyping up the main event. He says Hager's going to win. Next we get Taz. He picks Mox.
Yeah.
Then we had Britt Baker versus Cassandra Gold.
You know what Cassandra Gold wrestled like? Somebody didn't pick up their controller and the other person did, because they were just standing there, and then immediately Britt Baker hits a super kick and Cassandra Gold doesn't eat, like she just eats it.
Yeah, well, she gets kicked in the shin first. It was sweet shin music.
Oh, I thought it was just a super kick. I thought it was
she kicked her in the shin first.
Oh, maybe I blinked. Okay.
And then she goes towards the rope, and Britt's sitting on the apron and preying for the camera and talks some trash. And then she puts Cassandra's mouth around the bottom rope and stomps on it.
And Jericho's sitting there while Britt Baker's right here and Cassandra's like holding her mouth. He's like, why doesn't Cassandra just backhand her right now on the nose? Just do it. And I'm sitting there like, is her controller missing right now? What's going on? No. Why isn't she doing anything?
I know.
So she stomps her and then pins her for the win with the whole So and she goes there because Sheeta's watching, and she goes over there and talks some crap to Sheeta.
Yeah, good stuff.
Comedian Ron Funches
is
on not Skype, but it's a video thing.
Yeah, iPhone
saying,
video probably.
I'm picking Jon Moxley. Mike Goldberg, who is the voice of Bellator,
Yeah.
of course. I missed that he was in the UFC before. Why is he now in Bellator?
I don't know.
More money there?
Probably not. Who's doing play-by-play for UFC now? I know it's Joe Rogan, but who's doing play-by-play? I don't remember. I don't watch enough UFC, so I don't know.
NWO Goldberg, I guess. After that, we had the cheesiest shit.
Yeah, it was pretty cheesy.
I like when they do this stuff. It's funny because I liked Hager the best in this.
I know.
Hager was actually really funny.
He's sitting poolside with his kids and tell them earmuffs because he's going to curse.
So it was the Bubbly Bunch, and it was like a series of video calls within the inner circle, and they're all talking to each other, but one leads to another, leads to another, leads to another.
And it's obviously it's something they did to advance the blood and gut story where they don't have to be the same place to shoot anything. Everybody's shooting this at their respective homes by themselves,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I like how when Jericho talks about blood and guts, he always says blood and guts whenever that happens.
Yeah.
So Santana's on the phone. He's talking to Ortiz, talking crap about the Young Bucks. Sammy is accusing.
Well, then it cuts to Ortiz, and Ortiz is responding to it, but it's not cutting back and forth. It's like a shot of Santana.
Shot of Santana. He's talking to Ortiz. Ortiz is talking to Sammy Guevara, and so on. So then it cuts to Sammy after Ortiz talks to him, and he talks about Matt Hardy calling him a fake Latino. He talks about
The first thing Sammy does, he's like lifting weights.
Yeah.
And he's done and he throws the dumbbell. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. So he's accusing everybody of stealing his style. He talks about beating up Matt Hardy. Jake Hager's at poolside. He says he's going to beat up Kenny. And he says, earmuffs, kids. And his two kids are sitting on the other chair and they both cover their ears. And he says, but I'm going to beat the shit out of Mox. And then Jericho's in his kitchen just cooking an egg.
Yeah. And then
he's got like some orange juice. Yeah.
Apparently that was a shout out to Ozzy and Decline of Western Civilization Part 2, where Ozzy's pouring some orange juice at his breakfast table and was getting all over the place. A couple people pointed that out to him. He's like, yeah, that's what it's from.
Oh, that's funny. I haven't seen that in forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. God, Jericho's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he calls out Paige for being absent. And he says the inner circle is going to kick the shit out of the Elite at Blood and Guts whenever that happens. After that, we had Pineapple Pete versus Sammy Guevara.
Suge D, who at one point Jericho called Suge Knight.
It's funny because now this kid, he has to like adopt the Pineapple Pete thing. Like even on his own Twitter, I came across it and he's like, he said, yeah, I'm going to have my match against Sammy Guevara. I'm really nervous and everything, but Pineapple Pete has to come through.
Yeah, he's embracing it. That's what you got to do.
And that's a smart thing to do. That's really smart.
And then at one point, Tony completely mispronounced his name. Sug or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right. Tony seems like he's having a lot of fun with Jericho too.
Yeah.
I feel like Tony Tony comes off as somebody who's completely pressure free, and that's what you really want, you know. He's just going along with it, and everybody's having fun.
Exactly. So this wasn't much of a match. It was pretty much an extended squash match. Suge D got in a bit. He had a breakdancing bit where he kind of did the wave with Sammy and then hit him, but then Sammy hits him with a jumping knee, and he was in control for the rest of the match. Wins after the torture knee. I guess that's what his version of Feast Your Eyes is called. After the match, he grabs a mic, calls Suge D light work, says he can go to the round. He's going to spoil what's going to happen in the first round. The TNT tourney says he's going to beat the shit out of Darby. He starts beating up Suge D some more. Darby runs out to make the save, and I believe that match is next week. Yeah,
that's going to be a good one, man. I love this rivalry they got going with Darby and Sammy, because it's not like they just keep on coming back around to it, you know? I love it.
Yep.
Big John McCarthy is on a video.
I don't know who that is.
He picks Hager. You remember Big John, the referee from the UFC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I do know who it is. Once you said that, I was like, oh, okay, now I know who you're talking about. Next, Sleepy Excalibur. He speaks in such hushed tones when he's on a commentary.
He's got roommates, man. He's got roommates.
Maybe.
He probably still lives in L.A. The dude has roommates.
It could be.
I mean, dude, even if AEW's paying him $75 a year, he's gonna have roommates.
Yeah. He didn't want to wake up Super Dragon, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Next, we got Kip Sabian taking on Chuck. The dynamic between Kip and Penelope Ford is great. They're so much
Oh,
fun
it is.
together.
It's terrific. It's really good. Yeah.
And Jericho's having a lot of fun in this match, especially watching all of Penelope Ford's hijinks.
Yeah.
He was really into it.
He started chuckling because he was like, oh, there's Penelope Ford showing off her feminine wiles or wares. Wares.
Yeah.
And then and Shivani, when Orange Cassidy does the same thing, he says, oh, look at him showing off his masculine wares. And Jericho started cracking up. Oh, man. They look like they're just having so much fun together.
Exactly. So that was towards the finish. So Cassie's up there. He takes his jacket off, kind of like how Penelope did. Jimmy Havoc jumps the barricade, pulls Cassidy off the apron, hits him with Cradle DDT. That allows Penelope Ford to go hit a fantastic-looking Hurricane Run off the top rope on Chuck. Kip falls with a deep roll-up to get the win.
Yeah.
It was a fun back-and-forth match.
Yeah, no, it was good. At one point, Chuck, I think he gave like a suplex on the apron or something, and then he just leaves the match and starts talking to the camera. Somebody said they thought that he said shit, but they bleeped it, which is hilarious if true, because he on Twitter all he wants to do is say shit.
That's the thing. They let
everybody else can.
Yeah,
I hope that's the case.
I hope so too, because that'd just be funny. After that, we had Dan Soder. I don't know who that is.
So he said that he's on a TV show and he's on a Sirius XM show.
Yeah, the face looked kind of familiar, but I didn't recognize the name.
Yeah.
He picks Moxley. Next, we have Ortiz and Sammy Guevara. They both pick Hager. They're like, "This is Ortiz. My Matt Chat question is, Jake Hager is going to win today."
Hi, this is Sammy Guevara. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Spanish God here for another Matt Chat question.
After that, we had Justin Law.
Man.
Some better check that guy's ID, because no way he's...
I was dying. Not only did he look 15, his chest was already busted up. Did he just have a dark match or like an AEW dark match or something?
Maybe. He had somebody's handprint all over his chest.
It was all over.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. And even Sean Spears was cracking up when he was standing there recording. You just started looking him up and down, laughing at him.
Well, he did a snapmare in this Justin Law kid, like super oversold it, where he got air on a snapmare, and that seemed like it made Sean Spears laugh. And it was pretty funny because he gets in I think it's called the referee's position, where you're on all fours in a wrestling match. At least back when I was at junior high is what they called it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, kid, I'll give you a fighting chance." Gets down there, and this Justin Law guy rolls him up. He tells Aubrey, "When I say it's ready to go, then we can go." But he gets on all fours, and Justin Law comes and rolls him up, and he barely kicks out.
Yeah.
And he gets in Aubrey's face. He's like, "I told you, when I said so." And he just unleashes this flurry of offense on Law, follows with a C4 for the win.
Yeah.
Then you take his shirt off, and I like how Jericho pointed that out. He's like, "You're not taking this guy seriously. Do you take his shirt off?" What is this, a house show match?
Oh, man. So how much of this main event do you actually want to go through?
We don't have to go through a lot. I mean, I feel like none of it really matters.
Just what was the finish of the match?
Well, here, let's say what's going to be on the show next week. They announced some stuff. Sammy versus Darby. That'll be really good.
Yep.
That's a TNT title tournament match, as is Kip versus Dustin. That should be fun. Also, we're going to get Jimmy Havoc versus Orange Cassidy. They set that up.
That'd be
Brody
good.
Lee's going to be on the show, and they said Kenny Omega would be in action.
Cool. Right on.
So
I hope he
looking to be
gives
a
us
fun
another
show.
DDT match.
I know.
That's all I want to see from Kenny right now is just silly stuff.
Comedy matches.
Exactly. That's all I want to see.
Just comedy matches. Just comedy matches. So,
We all need comedy right now, man.
exactly. This Hager Mox thing, it was really long. Not a whole lot of drama.
Yeah.
They fought to the crowd. There's a figure four spot through a piece of stair railing. Mox got backdropped on concrete. Chair came into play, but I didn't really feel like it was terribly vicious. And something that was being billed as like this really intense fight. I mean, these two guys put in the work to make it seem like they were trying to beat each other up.
Yeah.
I didn't feel the impact of that violence as anything beyond typical pro wrestling action.
Yeah, right.
And if you're billing this as a huge fight, especially one guy who's undefeated MMA,
yeah,
I feel like I should feel the a measure of brutality from their interaction. I just didn't get that.
yeah. No, I don't disagree with any of that, dude.
It was way too long. Pace was slow. It was all right, but as a main event to a show, kind of lacking.
So in the end, let's see here. Where's the low blow?
That was the running knee in the front area.
Yeah.
That's when. So it's towards the end. So Hager takes a chair, hits it in Mox's ankle, puts in the ankle lock. Mox escapes that, sends him out of the ring. Mox gets back in, and then Hager gets back in. Mox just hits him with a paradigm shift right away, and then as he's on his way down, making impact, he locks in like a guillotine. Hager just powers up out of that. They're trading some blows. Hager runs off the rope, knees Mox in the front area. Mox kind of just doesn't really sell it. I mean, he's on the ground writhing in pain for a bit, but then he gets up and throws a chair in Hager's face, puts the chair down, hits paradigm shift for the win.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a meh ending.
Yeah. He was frothing at the mouth afterwards, talking about he was like, "Oh yeah, he got me in the balls. He got me in the balls."
That was actually kind of funny.
That was funny because he was like, "Well, what are you gonna do if my dick's not there?"
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah,
it was pretty funny.
Let's see.
He was cussing up a storm in this match too, because there was a lot of bleeped out language in this match.
Yeah. Again, they bleeped out "goddamn." That makes me sad. It's such a great curse word.
Yeah,
but people get weird about God. Let's see here. Red Enigma. He says, "I gotta ask this, and perhaps I'm mistaken, but is a rope break supposed to apply in a no holds barred match?"
Yeah, I know it shouldn't, because there's no disqualification.
Yeah,
that's my understanding. If no holds barred, you can't be DQ'd for anything.
Joe Juarez says, "I'm going to go buy me some Pineapple Pete merch."
There you go.
We do have, by the way, I'll do the Twitch stuff if you want to do I have a question thread up on Patreon.
All right, fair enough.
Diehard Homer. My other problem with the main event tonight was when JR stopped talking, how quiet it was. Play music or have two people commentate to keep it going. I don't know about music, but commentating would be good.
How about JR's line about how Moxley is a survivor? He had staph infection that he beat. Could Hager be stronger than a staph infection?
That is good. German Man 626. Lots of Matt Chat questions on Dynamite tonight.
Yep.
Dang MQ says the UFC team is John Anik, Joe Rogan still, and either Cormier or Bisping.
Oh, Cormier is great.
Yeah, Cormier is really good.
I like Cormier a lot. Joe Juarez, do you think AEW will continue to pre-tape their shows a month at a time? Double or Nothing will apparently be live. I think that's the way to do it. You do Double or Nothing on that Saturday. Sunday and Monday you shoot. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday you shoot TV for a month. You let everybody go home.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how you do it.
Owen LFC. Once wrestling gets back to normal, who do you think benefits the most from being released in WWE?
I mean, Rusev was number one. He was like trending number one on Twitter today. People love Rusev.
People really love Rusev. We're going to have to get used to his name. Milo?
Yeah. Or Miro. Is it Miroslav?
Miro? Milo. Miro. Anyways.
Miro.
Yeah, I'm going to say EC3, man. I'm going to say EC3. I mean, Rusev, is a good answer. But I think a lot of people now they just think of EC3 as the guy who's like not seen anywhere. Once he gets back into it, he's going to be so anxious to like get back into things. I can't wait. I really hope AEW snaps him up. I really hope that's the case.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I don't really want him to go back to Impact.
They put on an awesome show this week in that Moxley Hager match. Holy shit. Who do you think will challenge next? Who's gonna be taking on Mox at
Double or Nothing?
Double or Nothing. Are they gonna do blood and guts there?
Ideally.
Yeah,
ideally.
So who does that leave for Mox then? Because the Elite,
Mox
Inner Circle, all in that match.
It's too early for a guy like Archer. He's gonna have that the TNT title.
What about Darby? They've had a match before. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good match before.
I guess I should look at the power rankings.
I don't know. Is there any? I mean, there's nothing precluding AEW from picking up any of these guys from WWE, right?
Why does this thing have like a blur on it?
Something has a blur on it. Your video froze just.
All right, see if I can figure out. Oh, there we go. Finally. Yeah, Darby is he's 5th on the list, and he's the only non-elite, non-inner circle member to be on here.
It doesn't. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say Jericho has a rematch, but he's gonna be in Blood and Guts.
Yeah, maybe they'll wait and do Blood and Guts in front of a crowd. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Adrian C. is NXT now the more must-watch show on Wednesday nights. If the majority of Dynamite is going to be their main rosters versus local enhancement talent, I think most of would prefer to watch NXT where established stars we know.
It all depends on who's bringing the creative. And I have not watched NXT yet. From some of the stuff I saw on Twitter, it looks pretty interesting. It looks cool. Mm-hmm. There's some neat stuff going on, so I'm looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. That being said, I think it's just whatever you prefer. Like, yep. I think AEW so far, like this round of tapings, they have a pretty entertaining empty arena because it's not really empty. And they're doing some really fun things with their characters. And if NXT were to start doing some stuff that's really entertaining with their characters, then it'll be once again, man, I'm having a good time on Wednesday nights. NXT, just from my point of view, has been a bit on the boring side lately.
Yeah, agreed. Joshua Kavanaugh, with WB essentially cleaning house a majority of their contracts, there's still a lot of people under contract. How do you see WWE rebuilding their roster once they start up live televised events with crowds? Who will come back if offered a contract, and who's relieved to be out of WB?
They will still have a massive contract.
Rusev is relieved to be out of WB, I feel like.
Rusev, and I would think the Kanellises.
EC3, he's probably relieved.
He's got to be relieved. What a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare. That's going to be the Talk is Jericho I want to listen to. Mm-hmm. Because what's his side of the story? What the hell did he do?
I know.
Man. Dang MQ. So with pro wrestling being an essential service in Florida, do we expect AEW to shoot Double or Nothing in the shows after that in Florida? You know, man, Double or Nothing for sure. That the size of the venue that they have, the whatever that gym is or whatever they got going on right now, is so perfect. If they can continue to shoot there, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if
that'd
they
be
can.
So great.
Don't know if they can. Thayer Thabata, is Britt Baker's gimmick basically what Bayley was going for with her heel character? And if yes, then what did Britt Baker do to make it work? And what did Bayley do? What did Bayley do that made it not work?
Britt Baker's character doesn't believe she's a bad guy. Bayley is one of the flaw in any heel is when the heel thinks they're a bad guy.
There was that stretch when Bayley was doing heelish stuff, but didn't think she was necessarily a bad guy, and that was good.
That's when it worked the best. Also,
Britt isn't like sulky, which is kind of what Bayley's character is now.
It's weird. Bayley is sulky when she comes out, but when she does the promo, she's all snark. I don't get it. Why is it different?
But it's not like aloof snark either. It's engaged snark.
Yeah.
You know, I think you can be sulky and then do the the kind of aloof snark, but she's definitely not aloof.
German man says this should have been a Lion's Den match. There you go.
What was that was the Shamrock one, or a Heart Dungeon match.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Dunnigan, with all that happened today and after the Revival's releases earlier, when do you expect AEW to start going after talent? Would 2021 be the best bet when they could possibly begin to have crowds again? Or they trust in their writing a direction with how they brought in Brody Lee and Matt Hardy? I'd be really surprised if they brought in anybody anytime soon.
What, AEW?
Yeah.
I would actually not be shocked if at Double or Nothing, I would not be shocked if, well, okay, hold on. They have a 90, like, so the
Revival do not have sorry. Go ahead, sorry.
So the Revival, you're right, do not have, but the main roster mutual releases, I think part of the reason why they got paid out so decently is because they have a 90-day no compete. So that takes you through till what, July 15th, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say Revival is a strong possibility. I think
Revival at Double or Nothing for sure. I really think that AEW is getting a hand. They're getting a real good handle. How much footage is shot outside of that venue and it's still entertaining? I think that they could totally bring in the Revival at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, I think that's entirely possible.
And then in the late summer, who knows?
Yeah.
I think we're going to see, at least we'll see Rusev and what's his face, Zack Ryder.
Yeah, I think those would be good signings. Doc Henslow, the women's division is uninteresting in AEW. Book it so it is appealing. I think Britt's doing great work. I like Sheeta a lot. I like Nyla Rose. I mean, granted, I guess maybe it's because of what's going on. She has been in the they kind of have a team that they're having at these tapings. Well, anybody that has to fly like cross country, they're just saying stay home.
I think right before this happened, the women's division was really starting to pick up from the Nyla Rose win until they had to shut stuff down. I thought the women's division was doing pretty good. I think Britt Baker's doing really good work right now. I do like Sheeta. I think maybe they can get like a secondary story with somebody else. I don't know who, but yeah, I thought it was picking up steam before all this happened and sort of got torpedoed.
I felt like when they brought in Statlander, she kind of injected some life into things too.
Yeah, I also kind of wonder how much you can do with Statlander though. Like she's a really good wrestler. They need to figure out something to do with the alien thing though.
Yeah, no. The glorious Steve Klain, hey friendos, which new signee to AEW would be the most unexpected? So all the people that were released, I guess.
Who would be the most unexpected? Well, that Greek god guy.
Oh, Alexander.
Yeah, bring that guy in. I don't know. Who'd be the most unexpected? Shit, I don't know. They're all like. I mean, is there any of those like releases that like? I don't know. I don't know how close or how good friends like the Kanellises are with AEW people.
I don't know because I could see Rusev, Zack Ryder, Anderson Gallows, maybe the Kanellises, EC3.
Is there anybody else former? Oh, Cody. Yeah. Shit. Never mind. Yeah, the entire elite. They're all former Bullet Club. I was thinking to myself, who the hell in the AEW is Bullet Club?
And maybe Leo Rush. Like the talent level of that group's really high.
They'll give Leo Rush an opportunity.
Yeah,
they'll give him an opportunity. But if he tries any of that shit that he was alleged to have been doing in NXT or WWE, that ain't gonna fly. That ain't gonna fly. But by all accounts, they've got a really terrific locker room.
Yep.
And I don't think they want anybody coming in trying to big league anybody.
Nope. But I don't know if Sarah Logan, what her husband still works for WWE.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you would think these people are professional wrestlers. They want to professionally wrestle.
Exactly.
What else is she gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, yeah, some of us might want to just stay at home and do nothing and live off that Ray-Ro money. But she's young. She probably wants a full career, and she's a hell of a wrestler.
Yeah, she's real
crazy.
Good.
Mary Dobson. She'll go to AEW.
Yeah.
She'll relaunch. She'll reboot the Nightmare Collective.
Or the women's division at Impact is really good.
Yeah.
Maybe Eric Young will go back to Impact.
There you go. Yeah, that's. Well, wait a second. He's a producer. He's just furloughed.
He's on the list of releases here.
Oh, really?
From WWE.com. Kurt Angle and Eric Young are listed as terms on the release.
Oh, wow. That's a bummer. And who knows how long those furloughs are probably going to be forever.
Yeah, I know.
Any other questions?
No, that's it pretty much.
Hold on a second. As I was scrolling up, Skyotonic, where do you see Eric Rowan going?
I don't know. It's Corbin B says in a reply to a tweet, Natalia says that odds are good that those released today will likely come back after the virus settles down.
Who said that? Natalia?
Natalia.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, you look at so the people that were released that didn't want to be there in the first place, Rusev, EC3, the Kanellises, right? Mm-hmm. So they're not coming back. Zack Ryder, AEW, I almost guarantee. Cody literally tweeted out a GIF of Zack Ryder.
Oh, he put a huge thing on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be in AEW easily.
Yeah, probably.
He's good friends with Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah. Maybe,
right?
Yeah.
Leo Rush. I can see WWE bringing Leo Rush back.
Yeah. Boss Bradley says Rowan to NWA. Perfect.
Drake Maverick should go to AEW with EC3.
Yeah.
Now, that's a lot of people. I don't know if they're going to want to bring all those people over. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know. They seem to have their budget that they want to deal with. At the same time, they also, at some point, are going to have a second TV show. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I know they've got Dark and everything, but if you want a second show that's really going to bring in some eyeballs.
Here's another thing to consider, just based on how they've been doing the tapings thus far, as has been reported, where if you don't live somewhere in the Southeast or at least East Coast, stay home. At least that was the case for this last round of tapings. Obviously, that's going to change for Double or Nothing because they're going to have all hands on deck for that one. Mm-hmm. They might be more inclined, if that's how that's going to be their approach. Pay-per-view stuff, take that aside. For right now, like, your odds of being signed might be better if you live in Florida or Georgia.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if you're living in Orlando now, you might be more. They might be more inclined to sign you as opposed to you live out in California or something.
All right, so I'll ask this question.
Short term, that is short term. Like immediately, eventually, if there's someone they really like that lives in California, they'll try to sign it eventually. But
who's more likely to wait out for New Japan, or just to eventually land in New Japan as a New Japan wrestler? Does anybody stand out to you?
I mean, imagine Leo Rush going there and joining their junior division, man.
Jesus Christ. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
A lot of people are saying Rusev.
I don't know about Rusev in Japan, man. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe that one when I see it. I'm actually very curious to know, like, what Rusev could do outside. Oh, that's a great idea. Who said that? Sex Weasel Gamer says, "Oh my God, Chad Too Bad and Tex Ferguson to NWA."
That'd be pretty.
That
funny.
is a great idea.
That'd be pretty funny.
That's awesome. Rusev and Bullet Club. Is Bullet Club still a thing? They still do that?
Yeah, I think so.
That's so dumb. I shouldn't have said that.
I think so.
Man.
I still think.
God, what a bummer. No New Japan for like a year.
It's going to be a while.
It's going to be a long-ass year, man. Jeez. We're going to start covering video games again.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Maybe I'll be an Amazon driver then.
There you go. They have it pretty sweet, man. All right. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate it. We'll be back with our NXT review later on today. Mm-hmm. And until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.